Hello, traders. Happy Labor Day to you. I figured I would do some labor on Labor Day, and it looks like silver or the metals in general are also doing copious amounts of labor, pumping to levels not seen in many years. Well, at least for silver, highest level since 2011. You got to go back, and we had discussed last week, I mean, to break $37, $38, there's really, I mean, not much of anything till $41.90, $42, then $44. So you're in like this pseudo price discovery situation. Really, anything above $35, you know, we've been covering this for years. When they broke that in early June, that $35 level, that was the biggest breakout. And since then, they had just regarded the level that was once resistance. It flipped to support throughout June, and now separating too much demand. The sellers can't even push the price back down to that level. It's like a new channel developed, and now we're kind of breaking. I mean, for now, 8 minutes to go to the daily candle close for these metals. You got to break out of this channel you've been in since June. So, I mean, way higher. Treasury bonds in trouble. It seems like there is some sort of major change that has been unfolding. We know we've been having problems with bonds for a while, but this is now beginning to, I don't know, accelerate things. You want to look at the monthly, because we just had a monthly candle close yesterday, highest monthly candle close in a long time. And just remember the old harmonic framework. Remember the recapturing of the 2008 candle close, the bullish back test, the spring back test. We were here in 2023 talking about that, the 200 moving average same time, and then sideways for many months, and then they finally broke another big resistance at 26, and then we had that wonderful rising three methods bullish continuation pattern. And, you know, it didn't become invalid, but it didn't immediately take off. And then an engulfing candle beginning of the year, and followed through ever since. And that now it's just going. And really, like, you know, the C target got hit. And now, really, I mean, you got 44 and then the A point, I mean, $48, $50 target eventually. So just don't be surprised. I mean, you can't be surprised. This has been a long-term uptrend. I know a lot of sideways, but the reckoning has finally cometh, and there's more upside. There's like $3+ more upside until there's controversy. Okay, so it's phenomenal, just freaking nuts, dude. Look at that. Yep, nothing till $44. Starting with gold, bruh. No, started with silver. No, not gold. Gold's fine. I mean, gold broke out. Remember, like, what was kind of the new discussion, or right here. By the way, we have 5 minutes and change to daily close here, going for the highest daily candle close ever. Yesterday was history. Today would be the continuation of history. There you have it. A beautiful multi-month ascending triangle breakout. Now you do have like the high $3,500 psychological, but
Anonymous tipped $25. Happy Labor's Day, Mitch. Thank you for what you do, brother. Much love. Trade about to happen example, please.
Anonymous, thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much. What do you mean trade's about to happen example, David Weiss? What? Hold on, let me 20 cents. Just making it perfect. Yeah, so that's it, man. I mean, you got historical closes. Soon it looks like you're going for a historical intraday all-time high, right? From April 22nd. It's been a long, many months, man. Trading the same price you were months ago, but guess what? Bitcoin's even worse. Bitcoin's trading at the same price it was trading at 8-9 months ago now. So I mean, I like this structure is a lot better than Bitcoin structure, despite what happens on Bitcoin next. Okay, just saying, like a reaccumulation structure for most of the year, and then Bitcoin like just recently made all-time highs, but it was like a double top, a slightly higher high double top, and a violent reversal. So just different, completely different charts. So you also have, I mean, it wasn't just silver, it wasn't just gold. It was also Palladium, big day today at 3.67%. It seems like we are on the tail end of Wyckoff accumulation. I think this is what you would consider the backup, the BU. BU happens in the phase D going into phase E. You're probably going to go for a retest of 1250, 1269, but this is probably the one with the most value on it of all the metals. Like this is, it's like, okay, gold's Bitcoin, silver's Ethereum, well, platinum is, or Palladium might be Binance coin, or it's just they lag behind the big ones, and so there's just you're breaking this high from 2018 again, and there really is nothing left till 1250. So I think a retest of that's coming despite what happens next, and there could be a lot of upside on a retrace. Just think about Fibonacci from this high to low here. I mean, you haven't even made a 23% retrace from the all-time high back in March 2022.
Just trying to understand better with volume and price action. Thank you.
Volume and price action?
Is that a joint?
Well, hold on, see, yeah, I mean, typically crypto, it's hard to, I don't really ever use volume in crypto, because if you're looking at one exchange, you're just looking at the volume on that exchange, and there's many different exchanges, so there's a lot of OTC trading. It's very weird, but yeah, typically there can be volume signatures involved with the patterns, with everything we discussed, right? With the structural developments that conclude their development with positive price action correlation to historical levels. You can at the same time get volume signatures around those levels that can make, that can increase your probability a little bit more. So, yeah, I'm not a big volume studier. I really hold a lot more weight to price action, and a lot of times you'll get like huge volume spikes at the conclusion, like of a capitulation, the very end, and then the volume will be done. Like it'll come in heavy. Like where did the volume come in here on Palladium? It came in kind of randomly, like not really anywhere crazy, but volume at the bottom of a range, high volume relative to many years, right? Because like this volume's nothing compared to the volume we saw in 2022, but volume here, right? I mean, like you see the huge spike in volume with the price. I mean, that's like the conclusion, a blow off top. So what it can just signify is if you're at a trading range bottom or a base and you get high volume spikes at those levels, it can indicate that like sellers are putting in a tremendous amount of effort. Like right here, oh man, look at that volume spike. That volume spike when Palladium was falling to its lowest level, it was April, fell to its lowest level since August. I mean, that volume spike was the highest you had seen literally in years. And with all that volume, all that effort from sellers, they couldn't break support, really. They could only take you down to the bottom of the inflection zone. But then the buyers came right back in with, some more volume, high volume there too. And then it began to just taper off again. So it's like, I mean, that's a way you could look at volume. If it's at supports, too much effort and no success. It's like you're in a car or you're in a truck, you're in the woods, and you're stuck. You're spinning the wheels, but nothing's happening. That's what it can indicate. So anyway, it's part of it. But stuff I've learned from David Weiss and others over the years. I mean, high volume spikes, it wasn't the case in this situation, really. I mean, maybe it could have been, because, on the way down, like, you just have to think about it relatively. Like, on the way down, the volume was just getting lower and lower and lower. And then look what happened after. So it was May 2023. We had a volume spike before it confirmed a top at resistance and rolled over. At the very bottom, like the low that began like kind of the reversal, like where you did make a lower low again, but you can kind of see the volume began to spike at support. So it was like there was a lot of interest here. A lot of buyers came in to make sure that, hey, we cannot lose this level because this level is so important back from 2011. You see that? 2014, 2018. That, you can't lose that. So that's what happened. Yeah, we had way more volume later, in this range in its development, but you did get volume elevating at the beginning. So anyway, I didn't mean to go off too much, but thank you, dude, for the contribution. I don't even know if that helped. Like, really, sorry if it didn't help. So you got Palladium, you got Platinum up also a huge amount, getting back above 1346. This is a big level. It's an old high from February 2021. It's a major swing low from 2011. It's a major swing high from 2006. I mean, it is undeniable in its validity as an inflection point. Well, guess what? You lost it. Now you're back above it, and back above it. Historically speaking, straight up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I mean, I think you got to target probably short-term 1500, but if like you're gonna repeat history like you've seen in the past, like you could be targeting for $1,700 plus, 1750 on platinum, above 1350. So huge break here. I mean, they recaptured the level. They even reconfirmed its validity as support yesterday, and now we're kind of going. So that is something to pay attention to. Platinum, Palladium, they're good, man. Metals. What about Kappa? Kappa is a little different, man. It's not the same. Yeah, dude. Copper's not precious. It's more of a strategic metal, right? I mean, it's more of a, people aren't buying copper to like, all right, I'm gonna put it on my watch. You can mix it with gold, make it look the Ever Rose, but it's different. But what's crazy about it? It's like, oh man, I mean, that was a crazy crash after making all-time highs. I mean, it just recently did it in July. So they don't tell you about that. But, all you're doing is possibly putting in the highest low in the history of copper. Wait, what? Yeah. These are all higher lows. This would be the highest low. Like, I mean, whatever. Maybe May 20th was a little higher, but like you can clearly see if it's trending, this would maybe be the highest low of the uptrend if they put it at the bottom in here. So still in a good uptrend. I mean, we could probably plot a channel or at least a demand line on Kappa. Yeah, so all right, so look at this. Nice dragon pattern, dude. All right, nice data. We got to clean it up a little bit so you can see. If you anchor 1, July 2022, and anchor point 2, September 2022, just those anchor points, so the original ones, right? Okay, you lost it a couple times. You tested it perfectly a couple times. Candle close April. You're like right at the demand line of this uptrend. So something to think about. Like you might be oversold in a trend that's been going on for years. So different. We look at rare earth materials, rare earth strategic metals. We knew this one. Like this one was like, when we were down here, I was like, dude, look at this. Effing look at this thing. And it has been number go up since that formal bullish back test of the level it reversed at in 2016. You had a spring back test in 2020. It's beautiful. I mean, it's like literally why you're here. This is why you learn technical analysis, because these are cyclical assets. And on a chart, you can see cycle bottoms, and it just happened to be a cycle bottom again. Can't make it up, dude. So since it hit the level that it hit before and had a complete cycle reversal, up 90% in 138 days. Type 2 return pretty much at this M shape, maybe. Amazing. Gotta love it, dude. Commodities, TA respect, is crazy. More than effing crypto, dude. I'll tell you, like, looking at these scam coins, it's like, yeah, it's starting to look more and more like failure. Starting look more and more like, oh, look, remember Bitcoin hit all-time highs, XRP, BNB, Ethereum, they all hit all-time highs recently. That's a big deal. They did that. Think about this. They did that, and then 99% of your favorite scam coins, the best they could do, it's the meme, dude, of the auction, best I can do is one slightly higher low off of pretty much levels seen before, the same levels 7 years ago. And not even after I put in that pathetic slightly higher low can I put in a higher high. Get effed. It's terrible. That's like, man, yeah, like we'll identify the higher low. That's great. But that is not enough to reverse a trend definitively. It's just not. So it's just like, you can't win. There's too many, 36 million. You can't win. Altcoin scams. I mean, they look terrible today. I mean, you got, even like the big one's not looking too hot right now. Bitcoin can't, look, dude, we haven't even looked at Bitcoin. So I would just go into these metals, okay? Because it was just important. It's a feature. It's the centerpiece of conversation. It's crazy, man. Holy crap. Let's go. So now let's get to crypto because equities market's closed. So Bitcoin, we got to talk about it, man. Like, okay, so what's happening today, yesterday, so far? I'm not talking about what's about to happen. I'm talking about what happened, what's happening. Do you know, chat? The Trump inauguration peak from January 20th, many months later. Buyers lost it. Sellers captured that level. August 29th. Bearish engulfing candle. And guess what? Yesterday and today, all that is happening, until something changes, man, okay? Until something changes, all that's happening is that level that was once resistance is being reconfirmed as resistance, not 1 day, but 2 days. And that's all we have. And that's awful. That's not good price action. That is unfavorable price action. You want to confirm it as support, hold it, and catch follow through. There was no follow through. It was bearish engulfing candle back below the level. Lowest level we had seen since early July. Bad. Unbiasedly bad. Now, hey, tomorrow, in the future, buyers come in, we recapture 109.35801. Let's talk about that new piece of data that changes things. But until that happens, this is what's currently going on. It's not good. It's even worse for altcoins. It's way worse for altcoins. So I hope you're having a good Labor Day, man, as I labor here for you. If you're enjoying that, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. I know I've probably got just a few people here today. I understand that. I've got massage appointment soon, so I won't be around too long. But here to give you, just the update of what's happened this weekend and what's going on and what we could see going forward. Yesterday was a monthly candle close. It was your second highest monthly candle close in human history, but not too great of a candle. I mean, the measured move of the monthly coupled handle, like once and twice, and that's it. I mean, if we pull back here, you just can't be surprised, man. You can't be surprised. I mean, there's an argument that could be made that there is bearish divergence developing on the monthly. There just is, and overbought territory, which is like specimen, where you want to see divergence. And like, on the monthly, you lose 102. Yikes. Good chance you see 75K on the monthly. Less support visible here. This is the only level, really. 103, 102. So I'm just saying, like, as a swing trader, as someone who, uses patterns concluding their development at key historical inflection points, oscillators, value, there is none. There literally is none on Bitcoin. Now, that is literally separate from the other person that loves Bitcoin. Okay, I love Bitcoin fundamentally. Okay, price to me and people that actually believe in Bitcoin, price is not relevant at all. Because eventually, yes, we will be way higher, but we're not trying to act like it's coming imminently. And we don't act like we know where assets are going anyway. All we can do is identify structures, concluding their development at key levels, so we can construct a trading plan that is optimal for risk to reward, right? High risk to reward. We don't have that at all on Bitcoin. You can't make it do that. You can't. Because you just finished a 100% measured move by the textbook. That's as good as it gets, man. That was perfect. So like down here, remember back in the space-time continuum in September, October last year when this was breaking out and it was like, dang, dude, go back to streams. This has been here for many months and it's finally done. So at this point, it's like maybe a pullback. Who cares if there's a pullback? The only people that would care are people that bought in the past couple months. Yep. Not long-term holders. Long-term holders don't care. But people want, I want number go up now. It's like, dude, it did do the number go up thing perfectly. Okay, so. And here's your weekly that also closed yesterday. I mean, you had a weekly candle close confirmed below the 120.35801 high. You closed kind of right around that high from December. It was the lowest weekly candle close confirmed since June, mid-June. And if you lose this 108.3 level, I mean, your target really is 104.4. And the weekly, no one wants to hear it. I know, no one wants to hear it. You still got like the argument. I know the histogram wick's all wacky, but all this is still substantially lower than the previous peak. And now you're negative momentum and it's building. So it's like you just can't, there is no value, even if it pivots here and runs higher. It's still not like for a swing trader. There's nothing to do. There's not. It's been running and running. It's been an uptrend since I mean 2023 is when it it continued. It reversed, and then you went sideways for a while. It's been in a long-term uptrend for a long time, and same thing here. Same thing here, where it's like both these peaks on the RSI are so much lower than the first one. One high, the slightly higher high, the somewhat higher high, Fibonacci higher high, extension higher high. That is less important. That is a form of bearish divergence. It's just there. And again, I'm not acting like I know where we're going next, and I'm not saying we're going way lower. I'm just saying, right, like we look for certain sets of variables. It never changes what these are. It's like M shapes completing type 2 returns, but it's all happening at key inflection points from history. It's three rising valleys, and the third valley is recapturing key level and reconfirming it as support with hidden bullish divergence, that wombo combo. It's the same thing, and it's at key levels after big retraces and sell-offs. It is the same thing. It's just like you just got to keep going to the one of all ones where it was like that, and it was ACHR. Like it was just, if you don't have stuff like this and it's randomly up after completing, what do? You got to hit the space bar, go through thousands of assets, keep looking for the holy grail setups. And now ACHR, right, we looked at this last week, and now the party's over. Like it might have been good with the 5.0, but they confirmed the shark at type 2, and now you got nothing probably here till 740. I think you'll probably see 740 in time. Unfilled gaps, dude, that was a good party. And they pivoted at 740, and look, a great example, like the trend reversed with all this. If they take this thing down to 740, it loses crapload of its value. Oh no, they lose it, but then they recapture it, kind of. Oh no, they lose it again. Then they recapture, and then all of a sudden, you get something like this that develops, a structure that develops over 3-4 months. The third valley correlates positively to inflection points from history. And that's where you can set up an entry, a tight stop loss, that's strategic, and you know your upside's pretty good. It's stuff like that why you're here in this stream, okay? I'm not a forecaster. I don't fortune tell. We're just looking to have an edge. And an edge comes from developments of structures, but it's not just about having the edge. It's also about being able to strategize. And that's where the key levels come in. That's where the structures develop at those key levels anyway. So I just go on these little tangent rants. I think some people could get value out of it, but who's laboring on Labor Day? Capo is right, dude. Again, Capo, like that is, it's the antithesis of what I do here, okay? Antithesis. Capo is all about let me make a huge, insane prediction that is almost certain, and say nothing about like why or what. Okay, so anyway, education, man, it's important. So I'm just trying to provide you the value. Ethereum Not good, man. Like to lose 43.84 is really bad. Okay, it is, in my opinion. Yeah, you're setting up for 35.50. I'm sorry, 39.50. 39.50 is the target here, and really with this price action we've received in the past 2 days, I would not be surprised. What is that? Okay, so buyers are saying there's no, or the sellers are like, nope, you are not going, you're not breaking this for real. And now going for a bearish engulfing candle, you're nearing the demand line of this little channel. Again, like the channel could be whatever. I care more about horizontal lines. I don't like Ethereum below 43.84 because I think there's just good downside potential to 39.50, which is about, got about 8% downside on Ethereum from here. Oh, the screen freeze? Sorry, dude. Oh my God. I hate this freaking effing computer, man. There's nothing I can do about it. Like, I have to get a new computer. And what I hate, it's not, if I could just throw $9 grand, $8 grand at this supercomputer I'm talking about and just have it, I would. But it's not about that. It's about finding a guy in Miami that I can trust to build this thing, or I have to build it myself. Dude, it's just so, I don't want to do all that. Okay. So anyway, Ethereum weekly, not great because you bearishly engulfed after hitting an all-time high, after hitting a key resistance. So a retrace, doesn't it seem, oh yeah, that makes sense, man. He's talking about 39.50. It's that old resistance support back from 2021 and 2024. So why don't they go back, test this, and hold? They've never done it, right? When we broke it in early August, there was no confirmed back test. What was once resistance, we don't know if it's support. So they might want to go test to see if it would be a support. So it's on, I think, on deck. Right? What a run, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing to do as a swing trader, even if it goes higher, because it's gone. It went. It did the thing. So we got to hit the space bar. We got to hit the space bar of our entire watch list. Because, I mean, I think of the bigger assets in crypto are maybe looking for a deeper retrace, pullback, correction. Altcoin's got no chance. They have none. The smaller ones, excuse me, the non-top, I just don't know how. Like, how would it happen? How would it work? It wouldn't. BNB, like, gotta see BNB. Like, here's like an argument that's developing here, and it's like, oh, I think you would all see it. You're like, yeah, man, it's Labor Day, but I see this. I see like 860s, an old all-time high from late July. One high, sell off, and then around here, you're like, man, there's bearish divergence developing. It went a little higher, but it did not invalidate the bearish divergence just because it just kept, all this is substantially lower than this high, and this is a somewhat slightly higher high with way less positive momentum. Look at that negative momentum building off of this. So it's like anything below 860, there could be a lot of downside, man. At least 793 and then 750 after that. 793, the high from December. And then after that would be 750, the candle close from December. Like, those would be like on deck targets. But don't you get it? It's a slightly higher high, and now the momentum shifting structure has developed, and now you're kind of rolling over a little. Think you could see this 8 hour, man. That's a good looking, shoot, man. Slanted neckline, by God, you know that. There you go. There's your neckline. It's holding for now. Well, I hope it holds for your sake. If you just want something that's possibly exhausted to keep going, hold this. Do I read chat? Yeah, I read chat. But I also know your time's limited as a viewer, and I do everything I can to produce the analysis of the assets that you want, that you come here for. And sometimes chat's really dead, so it's kind of like you played yourself, chat. Bitcoin 1083, and look at the 4 hour. Yeah, look at that 4 hour, man. Like, this is just, you got a little magnifying glass there, and it's like, what are they telling us? What are the market participants telling us all weekend? We cannot break 109.35801. We can't. We can't again. And now we're rolling over. And we're going to go test 107.9 again, and then we're going to lose it probably, because 1 and 2 here, and you're probably going to 106.9. unless a miracle happens, dude. That is like, for this, anyone that's like in the market that like speculates, if you're seeing this on Bitcoin at this level, it might be a good idea to just protect yourself, because this, what these arrows are pointing to, they could have serious implications way lower. Huh. Yeah. So just, you don't have to believe or whatever, but okay. Solana. Okay. So I think what I did was F up, made a mistake. I think I anchored wrong. And maybe this is a more formal picture of what's going on. Here's a high. Here's the same high. Here's a slightly higher high. And then locally, another slightly higher high. Up to C216, which was that old third target of the trade setup. It goes back to, yeah, right. You see this, man, how real this is? 216. This is why it was a target. It was that high from September 2021. So now it's like, oh my God, upsloping price contraction. You know what that means? You're losing 198 here. Guess what happens? You lose 198. You go to 191. You lose 191. Boom. The resolution of this structure takes you probably 162, 163. So, oh God. Hey man, I can make mistakes too. And you know what's really telling about Solana, the RSI? This right here. This is utter rejection of the bullish control zone, right? Anything above 60, you're in healthy shape on the relative strength index, you're strong. But if you are up thrusting, fail, up thrust, confirming it locally, 60 as resistance, no, we can't break into the bullish control zone. I think that's bad. I think that's not good. With Bitcoin, like maybe looking exhausted with some really bad price action correlation to a key level from literally 8 months ago, over 8 months ago, I think now. So I'm just like, oh man, caution on crypto and all your scam coins, beyond caution. Because if this is all Solana could do, only see its highest level since February, and Bitcoin's going to roll over and correct more, Ethereum's going to correct more. Dude, your altcoins, your favorite Ape coin, Algo coin, you pick a basic attention token, Pepe coin, Shiba Inu, Kibo Shib trash. All those scams, dude, are whatever we had seen, they will not catch follow through. They will just roll over and collapse again. So we can look at a couple of those. Now we've looked at your biggest cryptos, except XRP, which is also in a world of its own bad. Its own bad world right here, okay? 272 is a candle close that goes back to December. It was like the buying climax of that crazy election run. And now you're just sitting here. You know what it is? A descending triangle. Dang, dude, like, call up Bulkowski, get him out of his garden. Thomas Bulkowski likes his garden, dude, all right? He retired. And that right there is a distribution structure, redistribution, whatever, like lower highs with a base of buying, and now they're breaking it today. And the only reason it hasn't like flushed is because just below it, you've got a couple more levels. So below 272, 265. If you lose 265, wrap it up. That's a bad action magnet move. And that, remember that hypothesis of, all right, eventually things get bad. The 886 would be a good friend. 211. Down yonder. Yep. It's and the other problem, okay, that could suck is seasonality. We're going into by far the worst month for crypto. The worst month, man. So not a good spot to be in when you had a July all-time high, August all-time high, but it was a double top, and now it's September 1st, and it's the best day to join the Patreon, patreon.com/MitchRayTA, where you get trade setups, education, access to my charts, but above all that, you're supporting my team that supports what I do, and you're supporting a content creator who in over 7.5 years has never accepted one dime from a sponsor, never monetized his videos and live streams so you don't watch ads, play copyright music. I'm 100% crowdsourced the entirety of my career. So it's like, those are people you want to support. But if you support me, via Patreon, you get value out of it. So it's like, dang, man, that's a pretty good trade. So, yeah, again, patreon.com/MitchRayTA. Remember, when it's the first of the month, I'm going to say the cadence. I'm going to promote it more for my team that relies on me than myself, okay? So I think about them. Well, just saying that. But 1st September, first of the worst month for equities and crypto. Descending triangle XRP.
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
There's bears out here.
Solana pretty much at its lows of the day. Lowest level since August 27th. You want to look at Dogecoin? I don't think you want to look at Dogecoin. Yeah, there's Solana's alert going off. Lows of day. Let me show you. You don't want to see Doge on the 4-hour. Here it is. Yep. The consecutive for Head and Shoulders, my God, it went from inverse Head and Shoulders to Head and Shoulders, and then, but who cares about the Head and Shoulders because it didn't really play out, but they came up to confirm that right shoulder. These two highs lower than this high lower than these highs, and then these highs. Now, look at the negative correlation, price action correlation to the 200 moving average you're receiving, right? It's just consecutive levels of distribution you're seeing on a chart. That's the psychology. And now you're like breaking right now as I'm speaking to you. You can kind of see where that base developed. Right there, 20 cents. Test. You have two tests, test. Tested even hours ago, like, you know, what, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 hours ago. And now you're trying to break it right now as I'm speaking to you. On Labor Day, they're trying to break a key support. So you might be asking for a 19-cent Doge, which now it's starting to become more and more likely because you've got this, yeah, it's ugly, man. Ugly price action here. The highest high, then the attempted rally from buyers, right? Buyers love to attempt to see if what that high, can we make a higher high? Can we keep going? They do stuff like this. You're just seeing, oh, wow, there are so many less market participants involved with Dogecoin throughout August than there was in July. And then the worst thing that could have ever happened, chat, just being real, you know 22 cents if you watch this stream. I've made it abundantly clear to ad nauseum. 22 cents as an inflection zone point, right? March. I mean, that's everything. They're not just losing it, they lost it again August 29th, and then a bearish back test August 31st, and then today pretty much there was such a lack of demand that on the attempt to test it again, they failed. They were very close but failed, and now you're rolling over. Low volume does, again, volume doesn't really matter too much in crypto. It just doesn't. I mean, like, again, it's been this market like 8+ years now, and it's just, this is how it is. Too many exchanges, too many different ways to, crypto can sell off OTC. It's very fragmented, divided, so it's hard to gauge it. But anyway, structurally, that's why I love price action. That's why I love higher lows, lower highs. All that can tell you many different things, or at least we can attempt to interpret what these market participants are doing, and this doesn't look good here. It's like, it seems like you're on deck for 19 cents on Doge. And eventually, by the looks of it, maybe if we're lucky, a 16, 17 cent test. Then we would get a really, really glorious weekly structure that would develop. And maybe that would set us up for a Q4 where seasonality is more favorable for crypto and equities. Eric asked, can I talk stocks any? I mean, like, we can, but it's just like, look, it's metals are pumping and crypto's live right now, and it's not I'm trying to, there's data that has been developing the past few days that I really want to talk about. I can't talk about equities because the data, data isn't there. Now, it is important because I missed Friday because I was traveling, but yeah, something not so great happened on Friday. It was a big sell-off for at least a couple assets. But it really wasn't that big a deal, actually. So, all right, those are like your bigger cryptos, and I just want to kind of make a point on, like, we look at some of these scam coins, okay, the lesser thans, the losers, and right, all they can do is make a slightly higher low locally at levels where the price was trading 7-10 years ago, not 10, but maybe like 5 to 7 years ago. That's really bad. That's pathetic. That's all you could do, man. You can't even make a effing higher high, loser. Just send it to all-time lows, man. So maybe I'll look at like Cardano, which isn't that bad, not as bad as what I'm talking about. But dude, I'm sorry. If you're falling back below 89 cents, you're about to lose 79 cents. I think you got a date with 68 cents again, 65 cents. You got really strong bearish divergence. Here's a high, the slightly higher high, the up thrust, the failed attempt. Even locally, you can see a high, slightly higher high. They tried, man. They were trying to back test it, recapture, failed. Okay, that's enough for me. Send this to 68.8 cents. The 2025 downtrend remains intact definitively. What about algo ran, dude? It was going to algo ran. Dude, look, this is what you come here for. This is why you want to learn technical analysis. Price action correlation on both sides, not just on the support side. Hey man, M-shape completing at level where historically reversals have occurred before. Look, it's undeniable. The M-shape was there. That's the level for longs. And then when you...
Hey brother, where could we go with thank you?
I don't know, but we'll look at it. Anon, thank you so much, dude. But then look, an algo, they upthrust and break key resistance. We're going to do it. And then like what? The buyers can do nothing with that breakout. Sellers immediately recapture that inflection zone, and then they reconfirm it as resistance and you sell off. But hey man, Bitcoin kind of rallied, went for a second you come back up to the same level, you put in a local slightly lower high, but it's the same thing. What was once support resistance is resistance, sell off, and another lower high. So you're like consecutive lower highs. That is negative price action correlation to key inflection zones. And now look at you, after all these failures, you're rolling over, going for your lowest daily candle close since this pump happened, right? Since mid-July. That's not good. So you would think it is I cannot be surprised. You cannot be surprised if we see 16.6 cents again. And that would be a big type 2 return on this little shark pattern here. So that's where you are. That's a bunch of this going on all over the markets. So this is one that was like, hey man, it actually pumped, but a lot didn't even pump. That's what's sad about the crypto market. IOTA's the same thing. So you can blah 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 blah. See, protagonists, we're not that channel, dude. You're talking about base layer, ISO certificates and partnerships and institutional blah 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 bullcrap, rhetoric, propaganda for S-Coin. Doesn't matter. Meaningless. Does not affect the price at all. And I'll show you. What do you mean, dude? Certainly, because you said all that IOTA should be doing. No, it's not. It's doing the same thing that these other ones are doing, where they're putting in the high off the M-shape's completion at supports, rolling over, deep retrace, rallying substantially lower highs than this high, and now rolling over back below the 200-day moving average. You got a date with 15 cents again. Like, that's back on deck, man. That's the target right now on IOTA. Dude, it doesn't matter. You can go on. You can go Caspa. Dude, I'm a Caspa bro. You are not a Caspa bro, chat. You are not. You are an inverse Caspa bro because of data that we have received at 10 cents. They're back below the 200 moving average, losing this local 8.3 cent level. This is very bad. You're targeting on Caspa for 6 cents again. What does that mean? It means Caspa has about 22 to 27% downside from where it is right now. You cannot, if that look, man, when we broke the level, it's like, fine. If they can back test the level successfully as support, hold it, and we catch a little fall through, we might be honest. They didn't do that. All they did was put in the lowest high of the downtrend. That's it. The lowest high. So, yeah, higher low is great, but that's only step one. After you make the higher low, then you got to make a higher high. Then you got to make a higher low, then a higher high again. And that's how we trend reverse. This has not reversed its trend. One higher low does not do it, and then a lower high after, the lowest high, up downtrend. That you've been in since August of last year, over a year. So, no. Get wrecked, crypto. But my certificates. Come on, man. My project's roadmap, man. But it doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what crypto you look at. They're all the same crap. Like, for instance, where it looked like, hey man, Pepe was gonna do it. It was trying to hold support. No, now it's the worst thing ever. Lunchable connoisseur, thank you for the 10 super chat. Much love, dude. Yeah, well, people don't, not gonna like me because of this stuff. I know. Oh, he's abrasive. He's mean. It's like, okay, well. So Pepe, like, it was holding support. It was right. Then it dumped and then broke support. And it's like, okay, that's a new piece of data we had received late August. Now, as bearish as it could ever be in this situation, to lose and correlate negatively to this major inflection zone from March, big consequences. I think minimum probably 77. If things get real bad, 63. There is stupid downside on Pepe coin below 99, 9.9 to 10 cents, or whatever this is. This is just, it's not even worth that much. I don't even know how to explain it. Look at it. It's like, that's how you know it's a scam coin, when it's got negative E5 on it. Like, what? Worthless. Probably 10/1000ths of a penny or whatever. So we don't care about that. All we care about is, key level from history breaking and then being back tested as resistance today, yesterday, the day before. Back below the 200 moving average, F it. It's over. Crypto's cooked, man. Some of these anyway. I mean, most of these. Like, we could just go, random S coins, dude. Random ones is all gonna be the same situation. They're in classic, done for, dude. Done for. Like, you know how many years I've had 22 to 24 cents as an inflection zone. This chart, this zone here, never changed. It's been painted for a very, very long time. Why? Because it's been a key resistance since 2017. And you're trying to tell me, oh, look, consequences back in 2023. Consequences, 2024. Guess what's just happened? Nice pump, dude. Guess what? You've confirmed a high. It's so bad. It's not, say, here's your one high, your sell-off. Here's your second high. But your second high has a form of confirmation. Disgusting. Now trading anything below 22.5 cents. Or 22.58, sorry. $22.58. Or we're looking at these Pepe coin to this. Way more downside. Like, it could be, $17, $15. But all we know is this is confirmation that you're cooked. Yeah. Ethereum Classic was a thing you forgot. Yeah, it did. Well, you're about to forget even more because it's about to go lower. By the looks of it, it looks like all these coins, dude, looking like they're going way lower, and all the lesser thans were, oh man, GRT, it could be promising. Nope, not anymore. Literally, the data coming in is changing my opinion on it. So we already were concerned with the 200 moving average being rejected, and then last week they couldn't even test the 200 moving average again because there was such a lack of demand. They couldn't even test 10 cents again when they had just recently, or like mid-August, tested it. That is signs of weakness. Okay, it just is. And now a lower low, and now this lower, and now you're breaking 8.8 cents. This is a do not own asset. You do not own this asset below this level, IMO. Very bad. Like, you're confirming bottoms, you're putting in M shapes, you're recapturing levels, and then you can do, it's like literally the defense punt team comes out, you receive the ball, okay, you get the ball on the 25-yard line, 30-yard line, 3 and out. Can't do anything. Got to punt the ball back. And so the sellers are like taking back over on these altcoins. Okay, nice offense, bro. Alabama offense now. Yep. Punt it. That's what happens. This is data coming in now that would make me never want to own this. And again, it doesn't even, the only one where it's kind of crazy, there is only one anomaly that I've seen on my watch list, but it already looks like it's maybe reversing. KuCoin. But now, see, the problem with KuCoin is like, great run because, Trump Media Company partnering with KuCoin. But now, dude, you're up against the level where reversals happen. The downside potential is at its highest point right here. Like, they didn't even test it, actually. It was very close. Now you're at lows of day. But, like, what? Only one? And it's all based on news and partnerships and all that. Look, dude, this is where the downside could take you to $10. Yep. Terrible market, man. It's sad. I mean, we've been here through all of it, thick and thin. And for altcoins, they've never been the same since Solana came about, since all the Zoomers got involved with the market and people. I mean, since the moral scruple capitulation of society, that hot to all that. I mean, yeah, it was bad. At least in the ICO boom, at least there was some sort of vision for man, this could really change the world. I get it. Yeah. Okay. Whoa, dude, VeChain back then. Dang, dude, we got logistic company. We could really use crypto blockchain to help with logistics of companies and streamline working with AI. That sounds great, but it's can you monetize it? Can you make money on it? Well, it looks like same price it was all those years later. I'm just now it's hey, dude, can you look at Mooding coin, Kibo Shib coin? They're not even trying anymore. At least they used to mask the scams with dang, dude, that sounds like a pretty cool idea. That could work maybe. Now it's just hey, dude, it's a scam. You know it's a scam. That's it. Innovative, or it was masked as innovation, maybe. At least they were trying to come up with ideas to fix world problems. But anyway, crypto at its lows of the day right now as I'm speaking to you. And again, I don't like going live and having to talk like this, but this is this is medicine that you need to just have shoved down your throat. Okay, it's just me and you. There's no sponsor, there's no affiliate marketing links, there's nothing, no monetization. So this is just how it is via technicals. The technicals are dictating how I'm speaking to you. How about Filecoin? Great example, probably. Oh my God, the worst thing in the history of Filecoin could have happened probably today. Look at this scam. I don't even know what was happening earlier. It's so illiquid too. These scams have no one involved with them anymore. But 244, what is that? I don't know. So this is something that never even caught, since it lost $3, there's not even been a chance that it had a bullish setup. Oh, sweet mother of God. You know what it is? An old all-time low from December 2022, today being violently rejected as resistance. And now you're just look, it's here's a perfect bearish back test of the inflection zone, and they can't even retest it again, and lower highs locally, a slightly lower low locally. Then it's just more of the same now, the real formal bearish back test. It's okay, maybe it's time to go to 160 now on Filecoin. What a trend, man. This is inverse silver. Silver's dude, we're recapturing these really key levels and positive correlation. Dang, dude, it could go on a crazy run. Yeah. Filecoin and silver, pretty much the inverse. Mooding is not a pygmy hippo, by the way. It's not. He's just it was a baby hippo that will get huge and will try to kill you. Do we even need to look at the chart? We know Mooding will try to kill you. Your portfolio, owning it, yeah, of course. So these are all little baby hippos about to mature into monstrous beasts that kill more people in Africa than any other mammal. Everything's Mooding coin. Everything computer, everything Mooding. Look at H-bar, lowest level seen since July. Finally, okay, great example of like distribution You know, whichever way you want to look at it, like the campaign concluding now, you can kind of just see, you know, head and shoulders. I get it. Definitely a head and shoulders argument. But look, man, you want to talk about signs of weakness? There it is. If you had some sort of supply line, the buyers pushed the price out and they couldn't even test that supply line, that's a sign of weakness. Saw that on Ethereum in 2022 before it literally capitulated. So you lose that 23 cents, you're just, there's nothing really here. You're waiting for like effing 17, 16 cents here. It's gross. $107,570 on Bitcoin. Losing 107.9 equals 106.9. Starting to run out of time. Let me get to these couple requests I think we had. But I mean, again, man, it's just it's Labor Day. I'm not trying to ruin your holiday at all, okay? But I do want you to preserve your capital. And so, like, how could all these things change? Well, if Bitcoin just randomly, without an edge, recaptures 109,358 and then back tests it and positively correlates above 109,358, then we could talk. We can have a discussion about that. That's like where, hey, man, that new data will change my opinion. But until that happens, like, we just have to stick with this. Okay, let me get these out of the way, and then I got to get out of here. Let's see. I think it's just US dollar tether dominance. That's a pretty bad day, right? When the only real request outside of an education contribution is US dollar tether dominance. Yikes. Okay, so not much has changed on this one. It is a good news, bad news situation. The good news being it's still below 5%, which is a mega inflection zone that goes back to 2020. That's the only good news you have. Below the 200 moving average as well. The bad news is, we discussed this, you have this huge base of price action back then, and now all this price action is occurring higher than this. After all this, they sell it off and you correct, and the correction, it seems like the base of buying coming in way higher than we used to have it. So that's like, well-established uptrend is not over, right? So that's a concern I have. You could very well be type 2 returning, and if not, okay, is momentum shifting then into the hands of the buyers of US dollar tethered dominance? 1, 2, 3. I think this will all be confirmed. I'll get real worried about US dollar tethered dominance when 4.9% breaks, because you're recapturing the key level from 2020, you're recapturing the 200-day simple moving average, you're recapturing this old demand line that takes you back to freaking 2017-18. So I have concerns, and you even do have an XA. You have another. It's a shark pattern. The type 2 return of this M shape, it's another M shape. It's like from bat to shock. It's perfect too. It's a literal perfect shark. So the buyers of this could be coming in. I mean, like, they could be trying to bottom all this out. But your upside for now is possibly limited until they break 490, and then we might be in trouble. Then, like, crypto might be dumping severely, but not yet. We haven't started flushing too bad yet. We just have some pretty bad price action this weekend to a key level. It's correlating negatively. So, well, Brad says we just make money trading them. Well, the problem now, Brad and everyone, is like, there are so many coins now, crypto coin scams, that there's just not enough liquidity to make the market on all of them, and you just see this is what's happening. This is late stage scam coin world, where your bigger coins, 3 of the 4 make all-time highs, and then 99% of them could only put in a higher low, and that was it.
Exchange yesterday. China.
Well, China 850, bro. It was all this chart. I mean, we knew about BABA and its recapturing that 120 level, but it was all about this. And it wasn't about the daily, it was about the weekly. It was a dream of all dreams, and it's not even done yet. And yes, IQ looked great, Baidu looked great, Baba looked great at the basement. Perfect for risk management. The inverse of crypto, right? I gotta go, but IQ, like, you cannot make up where it was. You can't, right? Crypto, we already showed you. Crypto's like, it's all-time highs, and it's been slightly higher highs, and the oscillators look kind of controversial, and it's like there's no value. It's just like way elevated, a couple of handle pattern, play it. And then you got IQ, some Chinese scam stock, I don't know, that like completed an M shape, bottom of trading range. It goes back to 2022. They violated it. It was over. And then all of a sudden a structure developed. 1, 2, 3 valleys, and they recapture the key level. Anytime like buyers recapture the level like this, that means your upside is maximum. You're able to optimally strategize a stop loss, an entry with an incredible reward to risk. I mean, IQ was up 5.58%. It was the highest daily candle close since nearly Halloween. And you don't understand the upside's massive given enough time. It's IQ, and there's Baidu, and I gotta go. Look at this, man. Like Baidu. Like, it was there, man. It was there. It had been there. And it's not an opinion. It was undeniable. And then you just, right, momentum shifted. The low, the lower low, the lower low, the lowest low. Then all of a sudden the higher low. And that M, right, or not M shape. Well, the M shape was already there. But you had the rising valleys. They confirmed it a couple times, but they never really lost it. You kept putting in higher lows. Maximum upside potential. Highest daily candle close confirmed on Baidu since late March, with tremendous upside potential, almost unlimited upside potential if it just does what it did historically. And these are the things you want. It's not like, you know, we hate Bitcoin. We're just saying like Bitcoin doesn't have the things anymore that you need as a swing trader, position trader, to have an edge, to have upside potential that is known. Look, you got Golden Cross stuff probably. Golden Cross, it's happening again, right? It was Death Cross. Look, Golden Cross happened freaking August 22nd. Absurdly good. And then you had gold, silver miners that had all this stuff happening like, what, 18 months ago? And they're all like up here now. Yeah, it's crazy. They were all identified. We have screenshots of them like M-shape, type 2, then a third valley, and then it's like they're all here now. Gone. Yeah, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, no one likes lack. I know, everyone hates lack. But lack is like, it's there, chat, it's there. You don't care anymore. You've given up. I know you've given up. I know. But it's there for the taking. And it may not play out, but I think there's an increased probability that it would play out. I think it's like having, you know, ace king suited on the button. Bitcoin right now, outside of forget the fundamentals. Technically, Bitcoin's like, you don't have any. It's like 10-7 offsuit right now. Structurally, all that's going on, you don't have a real edge to win the pot, because it's just where we are. It just played out, man. So anyway, I'm gonna leave you all that. I gotta get out of here. I got something scheduled. You know, I wanted to labor a little bit for y'all. Just know what piece of data we are receiving today on Bitcoin. Just to reiterate, the old all-time high from Trump's inauguration is being back-tested yesterday and today as resistance, and now we're catching follow-through, and we're going for the lowest daily candle close since July 1st, and there's no support here at all until 106. So until new data comes in, until we recapture 109,358, we are targeting for $106,000 Bitcoin. If you lose 106, we're effed. It's $100 or $100,000 Bitcoin price. There is really virtually nothing till 100K if you break 106. So you better start praying really hard that if we see 106, we don't lose it. There are unfilled futures gaps down there too. So, okay, double top, confirmed. It is a confirmed double top. You want to measure move? I'll give it to you. Yeah, go ahead, rage quit. I'm leaving anyway. Measure move of double top that is confirmed in real right now. Oh, go figure. Look, it's what's $100K, $100,000. It's like T8 Tetris. And guess what would happen if that happened? From the previous major low to the highest high, it would be an 88% retrace. It would be a 200-day simple moving average backtest. This is exactly what you would want if you were a value swing trader and you wanted to buy some more Bitcoin. 100K, 101K is like would be a nice dream level to maybe DCA some. Okay, I'll leave you with that. No, we don't. We do not, NDS. But thank you, dude. Literally, you're looking at the daily. There is no bullish divergence. There is no semblance of bullish divergence. You're out of your mind. Look at the RSI on the daily on Bitcoin. You've lost 40. It was support. They were defending neutral. Now they have broken neutral. We are in the bearish control zone, currently trading the lowest relative strength index reading since April 8th. That is not what you want to see after you confirm a top. All right. I'll be back. Till next time, happy Labor Day. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/MitchRayTA. It's pinned above. Join to support me, my team, the dream. Trade setups, education, all that. I'll see you all next time. Respect the T. A.